Hello, we will be calculating the yield to maturity using a financial calculator. I will be using the Texas Instruments BA2 Plus to show you the calculations. So the question reads, calculate the yield to maturity on a loan of $100,000 which was repaid after 3 years with $125,000. So I have my present value of $100,000, a future value of $125,000, the number of time periods equal to 3 years. Now I need to calculate the interest rate per year or the yield to maturity. A financial calculator such as the BA2 Plus allows calculation for the same. And for this, it essentially be using the white keys, which are the third row from the top. So I have N, which is the number of years, which is 3 in this case. I by Y are the yield to maturity, which we need to compute. PV, the present value. PMT, which is the regular payments or the annuity. And FV, the future value. Just a little caveat. When we have details of PV and FV in the same problem, which is given to us, one of the two must be negative, because the financial calculator always assumes an investment outcome mode. Therefore, either the PV or the FV must be negative when the other remains positive. So we start our calculation by turning it on, after which ensure that any stored data is removed. For this, I will use the second FV, second clear, to remove any stored data in. And then I will start putting in my values. I'm going to go from left to right. You don't really need to follow any order, but it really helps. So I'm going to start off with N, or the number of years, which is 3. So I'd say 3 and then press M. So I'm really setting my N equal to 3. The I by Y, or the yield to maturity, is what I need to compute or calculate. So I would move to the next value, which is the present value of $100,000. So I'm going to input my 100,000 with a negative sign, because I'm going to keep my present value as negative. So I have 100,000, and then I'd use my gray button to put in a negative sign, after which I will press the PV to set my present value to a negative 100,000. I don't have regular payments or an annuity, therefore my PMT would be 0. So I'd have 0 PMT, essentially setting my PMT to 0. Then I have a future value of 125,000. This can be positive because my PV has been negative. So I have 125,000, then hit the FV button, essentially setting my future value to 125,000. I need to next compute the I by YR, or the yield to maturity. Therefore, I say compute I by YR, giving me a yield to maturity of 7.72. Therefore, the yield to maturity on a loan of $100,000, which was repaid after 3 years with $125,000, is 7.7217%.